Join two sisters who explore the couples that fandoms adore. We write their stories in the night, in the glow of computer light. Eyes connect, clothing flies, in our head canon love never dies. Stencils that leave us pining, in deep forums we are mining. For this journey better strap in, because we all know that shit happens.
Welcome to the podcast that explores the couples fans can't stop dreaming about from the pop culture you love. Because when it comes to your favorite fuzzy medium friends, ship happens!
We're your host. I'm Emily.
And I'm Rachel. She likes nerd culture.
And she likes making podcasts, so we thought we'd join forces to make a podcast about popular online ships.
And the best online ships are the ships you guys send us. So send us the couples you can't stop fantasizing about to shiphappenssisters@gmail.com. And speaking of listener-submitted couples, the couple we are talking about today was actually a submission that came into that email address. And it comes from Bruce.
So thank you, Bruce.
Yeah, thank you. We're really excited.
This is our first listener-submitted couple. But before we get into that, we got to do our ship of the week. What are you shipping this week?
I have a very unconventional one again. Like, you know, my ships of the week are just like the strangest stuff. So K-pop Demon Hunters sent me down the K-pop thing. So now like Cat's Eye's having its moment with this Gap ad. And I'm rewatching Popstar Academy. And the ship that I have is just that little blonde girl named Emily in her debut, because I'm shipping it. Like, get her out there. She tried so hard. I have such a soft spot for her, and I was rooting for her as the underdog. And now she's supposedly in a new girl group, so hopefully that all goes well. And was success.
Was she like in Cat's Eye videos? I've seen some like videos of them, and I think it might be from when they were at dance or whatever the show is.
Oh yeah, she was a part of it. She was like one of the top ones. Yeah.
Okay, because I'm like, I kind of recognize the rest of the girls from Cat's Eye, but then there is just this one blonde one, and I'm like, I don't think she's there anymore.
No, she didn't make the cut for or she wasn't the right fit for Cat's Eye, I should say. Mm-hmm. But she wanted it so badly, and all the fans kept ranking her low, and she got a lot of like online bullying because of her appearance and everything, and so I'm rooting for her. Gotta love an underdog. So that's my ship. People and concepts.
Like, wishing this girl well.
Yes. And it's kind of relevant, I guess. I don't know if they announced that she's going to be in a girl group, but we don't know exactly all the details of it yet. Yep.
But yeah, I almost had to get real weird with this one as well, with my ship of the week, because I could come up with nothing. Up until today, when on my walk, I started catching up on one of my favorite podcasts, or it's like a spin-off to one of my favorite podcasts. It's the Magnus Protocol. I was behind about like half a season. So I caught up today. So my ship from that is Alice and Gwen from Magnus Protocol. So the show is kind of part like horror, part workplace drama. So they're co-workers, and the relationship I would say is pretty antagonistic, just kind of because of their personalities. It's like Grumpy Sunshine, but both grumpy. But I feel like there's potential chemistry there. I feel like there could be some budding mutual respect. And I don't know. Yeah. Sometimes it takes a few years of mutual trauma to make people compatible.
Yeah, there you go. They just got
what happened in the last series. Yeah.
They call it growth. They call it character growth.
I'd say growth if you get worse. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
It is horror.
They became the person that they needed to be or something like that.
Yeah. I can see it going either way, but I don't know. Maybe
that's a deep cut, because I haven't heard anything about the Magnus whatever in a long time. I remember we listened to it in the car once on a vacation, and the scary thing in the episode was a doorknob. I was like, oh no, the doorknob.
No, it was what was behind the doorknob.
Oh, you remember it?
Yes. What was rattling the doorknob? I think that's season 1, and I've listened to season 1
All I remember
before.
is like, spooky doorknob. And I was like, ah!
Well, because what if you were laying in bed at night in your house by yourself, and then the doorknob starts jiggling? That'd be scary.
It'd be a cat. Or my 2-year-old.
That's why you need pets.
Scary when you wake up and there's a figure of a small ghostly child at the end of your bed saying, Mama. And he's just standing there.
That's why you gotta have pets and children. Just something to blame the weird sounds at. Blame the weird sounds on.
Well, the ghosts don't even want to be in here either. They're like, get me out of here. They don't want to be around the hair and the smells and the sounds.
They're like, this kid's creeping me out.
Truly. Anyways, we said we weren't going to go on tangents, and here we are.
So that's what I did with my Sunday. And then on Saturday, I watched a movie. What was that movie? Maybe it was the movie that we're talking about today. And that is The Bad Guys. And specifically, Mr. Wolf and Diane Foxton.
A.K.A. Wolfington. A.K.A. Wild Hops. Part 2. The canonizing.
Yes. For at least this fandom, they've gotten some good news recently.
Yes, they did. And it's just really funny because, you know, Wild hopped so Wolfington can run, you know? Because these are definitely sister ships. Mm-hmm. And that was actually the episode that our friend Bruce, who suggested this one, reached out to us about. And he said, hey, if you liked that one, here's a similar one. And we said, yeah, sign us up.
Sounds good. I love the movies.
Yeah. I
did try to think of what other kind of ship names there would be. Wolfington seemed a little easy. But, like, what can you do with Wolf and Diane?
Dire Wolf or something like that. But again, that's not unique. Not that Wolfington was super unique either. Because when I was looking it up on Reddit, I got lots of things about a specific village in England.
Yes. I got that too. But Diane, she has a secret identity called the Crimson Paw. So I was like, what if we use that? So I came up with Crimson Wolf. Which I think kind of sounds like a call sign for like a World War II submarine.
Oh, it sure does.
Like just Red October. Anything with red in it, I'm like, that's a submarine.
Yep. Right? That's actually a rule. Every submarine is named red something or crimson.
Right? Was it? Or like airplanes. Whoever Snoopy fights, I think it's the Red Baron. Like it has to be red. Yeah.
Yeah.
So a submarine or maybe an airplane.
I like it. Crimson Wolf, I think, is actually better than Wolfington, but we'll see what the fandom thinks. I don't know if Wolfington's super accepted either, because I saw somebody in a Reddit thread be like, I've never heard that before. But it's their official name on shipping wiki, so that's the source.
You're stuck with it now. Yeah.
Source of truth.
Yep.
And they are from The Bad Guys and The Bad Guys 2, and a series of graphic novels that feature a crew of storybooks criminals that pull off these Mission Impossible style heist with no violence, just mischievous fun. And the crew itself is made up of a piranha, a shark, a snake, a gender-bending tarantula, and of course, Mr. Big Bad Wolf himself.
So yeah, kind of classic least favorite animals, or animals with a bad rap. Although I like sharks. I don't know. I think tarantula is probably the one I'd be the scariest to come across.
Well, I don't want to meet a piranha either, to be fair. Or
they're
really
pretty small in real life. They're not really that scary.
I still wouldn't want to be swimming with one.
Nah.
Or a shark. Or a snake.
I'm not swimming with them, but I respect them as, like, animals.
You don't respect tarantulas?
They're just creepy.
They get no respect.
I can look at a shark and a snake, but yeah, but spiders, I don't want to see them.
Yeah, something about snakes and spiders, like the species, if you see one moving in real life, like those movements are ingrained into your head that they jump out at you. Something was wiggling like a snake, and I lost my shit. I'm not even afraid of snakes, but if you see that movement.
Oh, yeah. I do a walk pretty frequently by a lake, and so when it starts to warm up, there's a lot of, like, snakes on the path and stuff, and they're just minding their business. But, yeah, if you walk by them, they do the, like, in the, like, the grass next to the path.
Yes.
Like, gets me every time. And sometimes it's just a bicyclist.
On your left.
Yeah. No, I jumped pretty bad once. A bicyclist came up behind me. I thought it was a snake.
Like a giant snake. You're like, anaconda's coming.
I had my over-the-ear headphones on for the one and only time on this walk. So, yeah. I don't wear those anymore.
It's a giant anaconda, and it's on a huffy. Okay, so we should mention that these are not just like animals in the sense that they're animals in the world, but they're like anthropomorphized animals. And they live in a world where it doesn't surprise anyone that they're walking and talking animals or like a shark on land. And they're very accepted. Doesn't have the same social justice angle that Zootopia had. But they're also not the norm either. It seems like this world is mostly inhabited by humans and then a handful of these animal things.
So, yeah, this really threw me because it's a world of people and the only talking animals are the ones who are like the characters. Like, there's none in the background. You don't come across like I was supposed to say a monkey, but aren't we all monkeys? But like, there's like no background animals. The only ones that are actual anthropomorphized animals are the characters. And then there's animals in the world that are just regular animals, like cats and guinea pigs that are just pets. It's just so weird. But their governor is a fox, and they are just in California. There was like a satellite image that is just California.
Oh, okay, I missed that piece.
Yeah. So it was odd. Because at first, everyone's scared of the wolf and the snake. And I'm like, because they're wolves and snakes? Like, they're talking animals? Because I would get a little freaked out, too. But I guess it's because they were criminals? Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, I think the implication was that they were the criminals, but at the same time, it would be really scary if a giant walking, talking wolf in a suit.
Right. Like, but I didn't know that yet. So I'm just like, I'd be freaked out if there was just a wolf.
And it just felt so, out of place. They needed to mix some animals into the background or something.
Yeah. But just have it like a world where the people and the animals are.
People could be animals, the animals could be people. Yeah. I
did love, so the shark is the master of disguise. And so he'll just like throw on a wig and a mustache. And then everyone's like, oh, he's a human being. And he's just clearly a shark. That I thought was very funny.
It's a very cute movie. Yeah. And there's a lot of it that's really funny.
Yeah.
So obviously we've both watched it.
Yes. I did. I drove by the library on Friday and I grabbed it. It was cute. I had not heard of it until our friend Bruce had mentioned it. I liked it. It was funny. I loved all the guinea pig representation. I'm a fan of guinea pigs.
Emily is an adult with pigs.
I was an adult with pigs.
Yes. She's got pig paintings on her wall right now.
My original pets. So I liked all the guinea pigs, although I don't think they would have all survived that final confrontation, which is unfortunate. But.
Well, they were making jokes about the snake eating the anthropomorphized one.
Yeah,
and I was like, that's a little dark.
Because it represented goodness. I was like, that's kind of dark.
But I know I've watched this movie at least once a long time ago. So my son was born the same year it came out. So I'm pretty sure it was one of the movies that we like put on when we were just like chilling with the baby. And I remember thinking it was cute. I remember liking it. I was excited to revisit it when I saw it. I don't think I remember the couple that much, so it wasn't on the top of my mind of shows or movies to revisit. But when it was recommended, I was like, I'd like to watch that again. I didn't even know a second one was coming out. Bruce mentioned that as well, so he's helping keep us topical, so thank you again.
Yeah, that worked out. Yeah, because we'll get into.
And also, Revelation. This was I like movies because they're quick, you just watch the movie, you read about it in the fandom, you talk in the podcast. Our next one is like more weighty, so I feel like I have to watch a lot more episodes. So hang tight for that one.
Yes.
But let's get into the characters that we are talking about today. So first up is the object of so many's affections. I saw some interesting Reddit posts. Anyways, Mr. Wolf. And boy, can he wear a suit. He is the ringleader of the bad guys crew.
Right. He's given George Clooney in Ocean's 11. He is, I believe they call the face. The leader. And the face. Charmer.
Yep. I could see that. He is living up to his big bad wolf stereotype by leading this crew into all kinds of mischief. They like to steal money, jewelry, objects of cultural value, i.e. the Mona Lisa. So it is very much Ocean's 11, heist. They're not
only heisting. They don't do any other kinds of crime.
Yeah, they're not out there running drugs.
Yeah, and it's not armed robbery either. It's very stealthy,
They did do a bank robbery, but they just walked in and everybody cowered and they just took out the safe. So yeah, still not violent,
we do see their hideout. So they do steal all this stuff, but they don't seem to do anything with it. They just kind of hoard it, which is...
They're like Smog.
Yeah. I guess they're just doing it for the love of the game.
Yeah, they're just to be bad, right? The
I
one
guess,
wants
yeah.
to eat goodness, so...
Yeah. They just, yeah, you know, they got pigeonholed into their bad rep, and, you know, what are you going to do?
Yeah, it's like the archetypal, like, supervillain motif, right? Like, I'm thinking Gru, who just would steal the moon for what? Like, he can't sell it. Steal the pyramids of Giza for what? Just to have it. It's like that kind of trope. That and Megamind. A Megamind will come up again later, but I feel like it's that very much that same vein.
And so that is our one half of our couple here, and the second half is Diane Foxington, the governor of wherever they are, California. I don't know. Also, you'll find out ex-cat burglar.
And Stone Cold Baddie.
Yeah. She's kind of kicks ass.
And she's not just tough, but she's also very, like, savvy and smart. And she whips this group of guys into shape.
Yeah, beats them. Yeah, just that verbal sparring and then actual sparring.
And not only is she a fox, she's, a one fox in amongst a sea of people. And also an ex-criminal, which we'll get to. But she's also a very highly respected public figure. And she develops this soft spot for the bad guys, it seems, probably because of the past of her own past. She was once known as the Crimson Paw cat burglar who turned her life around and then is now the leader of the state.
Yeah, she turned her life around, so she's kind of, I think she can see the good in our bad guys. So she initially kind of calls them on their shit, but helps them in the end. And then even participates in some heist herself for good.
Right, because she's still got all the skills, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
She's like
she is the best criminal. Yeah.
The best, then most special. That's like one of my only complaints, but that's fine. I don't have very many. Now, my favorite segment, meet cute or get the boot.
Yes. So you first meet our heroine. She's on TV after their heist, and she calls them she's like, they're not even like good criminals. They're just filling the holes in their hearts with this. So Mr. Wolf does not like that. So when they decide they're going to steal a golden dolphin award from right under her nose at a gala. So this is where they first meet, at a gala. Mr. Wolf, he's disguised as Mr. Poodleton, and he has to kind of strike up a conversation, get a picture with her so they can use the picture of her eyeball to get past the retinal scanner. So during this initial conversation, it's very quippy, it's very bantery. They're looking at some modern art that's made of trash, and he's like, people, this is just trash. And she kind of points out that, under different lightings, it's beautiful art. But anyway.
Which shows, the way the trash aligns makes a shadow of a swan. And that's a metaphor.
It's all about perspective.
Yeah, the trash of the bad guys that, some people might see them as trash, but she sees what they can be. So she has that positive spin, but she's also reaming them again. I don't know if it's established or not, if she knows that's who he is. In my mind, she obviously knows that that's Mr. Wolf. Yeah. And so for some reason they come up again, and she's just talking about how they've jumped the shark. Literally.
Clear signs of decline in the group, and she's not worried about him. Yeah. And the exchange ends. So Mr. Wolf does get his picture. He asks for a selfie. He says he can't miss the opportunity to take a selfie with the governor and a pile of garbage. To which she responds, "Oh, don't be so hard on yourself." And I laughed out loud.
Yeah, that was unexpected and really funny.
And the delivery was don't be so hard on yourself. I was like, got him.
And that's just kind of the relationship that they have, where she's always low-key razzing him, and maybe that's why this one appeals to us so much, because that's our MO.
Yeah. But he's into it, you can tell.
He's like, yeah. And it's funny how after she makes that judgment to them on the TV, Wolf encourages his crew to do this heist even though they don't really want to, but he wants to just to be like show her that they're actually still a good crew. And the crew's like, oh, don't do it, like that's the number one rule is don't make things personal. And then as he's talking to her, she starts telling him of all the classic signs of a crew in decline. Next, they're going to make it personal. And that was just another kind of little funny jab before the garbage thing. So, again, in my mind, she knows who he is, and she's, like, getting these extra jabs in when she knows he can't react to them. Mm-hmm. And I think that that's definitely a meet cute.
Book. This is a meet cute. It was very funny.
It was cute.
It really kind of set the dynamic going forward. And that is the dynamic that people want to see. It's why people like them. It's that tension and like. So first off, you have she's the establishment kind of. They're anti-established. They're going against her. So you kind of have that tension at first.
Like the enemies things. They're it was what I heard somebody describe it as like the cops and robbers or something along those lines. Just like that inherent tension that comes from somebody trying to do something, the other person trying to get them. The real Jean Valjean Javert of the situation.
And so this heist, trying to get the award from under her nose, goes badly. They get caught, and they kind of are entered into like a rehabilitation experiment to go good, which at first she's not a fan of, but in the end, she's pulling for him. She wants to, she sees maybe herself, her journey from criminal to governor, and she wants them to succeed. So she's kind of supportive in the end.
Right. So it's not just the funny quips that they throw back and forth at each other, but it's that she knows she can make a change and she knows that they can. And so she can like see the good in them. That makes it a little bit more deeper, right, than the surface level banter. Yeah.
They came from, they're coming from similar spots, and she's already made this journey. And she had to do it on her own, and now he has to make a similar journey, and she can be there to help out.
And it turns out he likes being good a little bit, right? Because he finds out that when he does good stuff or when she helps him do well, that she gets his tail wagging.
Mm-hmm. That was cute.
Which I don't know. I get what they were doing there, but it was also kind of like implying that to be good means to be domesticated. Whereas I don't know, I just feel like you're.
Yeah, I was kind of like, do wolves wag their tails?
Yeah, they wag their tails to communicate. Like all wild dogs wag their tails too. Like it doesn't mean happy things either. Like they'll wag their tails like crazy while they're ripping apart a wildebeest, like these African painted dogs. I don't know. Wild dogs kind of scare me because they're actually like really nasty.
Yeah. There was something else where it was like to be good is to be loved. And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought you're being good automatically means loved. I don't think you have to be good to earn love, maybe. Or, I don't like that having to be a way to earn it.
Yeah, that is a tough one.
Yeah, I don't know. It seemed a little too binary, but it is a kid's movie, so.
Yeah, but kids are the ones who are deserving of unconditional love the most.
True. And they don't, their interpretation of good maybe is like, oh, I didn't do my chores,
Right.
Yeah, and that's...
Or like, I didn't listen, or, Dad's mad at me again, like, I must not be good. I don't know. That line is kind of a little too black and white, and again, for a kid's movie.
Well, and they establish that Mr. Wolf and Mr. Snake, they love each other, and they did before they were good. Like, they have a whole found family thing going. So...
Well, and the fact that Mr. Wolf and these bad guys are kind of like outcast in society as well. So they have that expectation that they're going to be bad, and they just kind of just play the role they were given. And you even see that hinted at the gala where Diane is like, oh, foxes have their own reputations too. Like, we're not that different, you and I. And she like pickpockets something from him, and she's like saying like, hey, we have this common ground. Like, you can be more than what people expect of you. So I like that as well. And that gala is also where they get kind of the next level in their relationship.
The second gala, lots of parties.
Yes. Yeah, this whole movie's are gala. And the second one's more galas. Galas. I think there's 3 galas total in the first
fun.
movie.
That's just fun for a heist. You know, you got to have like the crowds. Everyone's dressed up. You know, it's just
fun. The snake and is dressed as a lady and all that fun stuff. But in this one, in the second one, they're established as good already. You know, they're on the up and up. And so they were at the gala. I don't remember why, but they're there as like guests, right?
Oh, the second one in the movie.
Yes.
Yes. So they're there to prove that they have now gone good, that the experiment has worked.
But they're also planning to pull off a heist while
they're gonna steal again. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. But the mayor, but Diane is believing that they're good, and so she's trying to track down Mr. Wolf, who's been avoiding her all party because he knows he's going to be bad, even though he doesn't go through with it at the end. But this is the scene where people talk about it being like a keystone moment for their relationship. I thought it was corny. Some of the dance moves.
She tracks him down. She asks him to dance, and then there's a whole dance sequence while Piranha, played by Anthony Ramos, who was in Hamilton, so he can sing.
Yes.
Sings a song. So they couldn't get Shakira, but he's also very good.
That's true. Not quite Shakira level, but
who
still very talented individual. And like for whatever reason, their dance sequence did just not hit for me. And I maybe because they were trying to keep it in like the PG category, but it just looked so weird. Like the moves that they pulled out were not romantic at all, in my opinion. It's like kitschy having fun at a hipster wedding, where the guy wears overalls and the woman's wearing a dress and Converse, like those kind of moves. I mean, but it starts with her being like, I wanted you to ask me to dance, which also you're the governor. I feel like you should be comfortable asking a guy to dance. And anyways, the dance sequence starts, and then all of a sudden her first move that she pulls out is a random fan kick where all of a sudden her leg is just wham. And I don't know, I'm just not used to seeing public officials with their ankles above their heads. So it surprised me. And that's also when I realized that outfit she was wearing was not a dress.
Like a power suit, yeah.
It was a horrible jumpsuit. It was so weird. I did not care for it. And the dance moves just got like they weren't doing like the traditional like twirl
Tango.
around. Yeah. It was like that one corny move from Megamind where he's walking and Roxanne is like, I don't know who made up this dance move. I've never seen it anywhere but in Megamind, where he's like stomping forward and she's like put her hand on his chest, or she's like pushing him backward. I don't know. And this one, Diane was going backward, so that was strange to me. Why is she not pushing him? It was just odd. I don't know. That was a weird dance move. And it was on screen for like 5 seconds, which is a considerable amount of seconds.
Yes. So, to be honest, I checked out during this. I think I looked at my phone. I was like, it's like a whatever music sequence.
Like
There's no plot happening.
Right. I just wanted to talk about that fan kick most of all. Imagine a gala and then like... Who's a politician? I don't know. I don't want to say the one.
AOC.
Yeah, she just goes wham. Actually, I could see her doing it more so. But I'm like thinking like Claire McCaskill or somebody, Sarah Palin, just wham, kicking their leg up.
I mean, it is California,
Yeah, that's true. Maybe she was also in the movies. We don't know. And this is where they also share a little bit more intimacy. And she's like, foxes don't have it that different than you and blah, 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 blah. And, that's like their story is definitely getting deeper. And this is when people are like, hook, line, and sinker. They got it. This is where the ship really gets its legs.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, from there, they are going to steal. But Mr. Wolf has a change of heart. They end up not stealing.
So they get caught. They end up getting framed for a crime, and then they're going to jail. And Diane is trying to help them get out of going to jail. And so that's where we discover her secret identity and her whole backstory of being.
She breaks them out.
Yes, the Crimson Paw, and you learn she has a secret lair, and Mr. Wolf can then like fangirl over all the cool villainy supplies.
So after she breaks them out, she brings Mr. Wolf to her lair. I liked this a lot. I thought this was very cute because he is clearly, like fanboying over her as the Crimson Paw, also nerding out over all her. She's got all this cool like spy cat blur tech. And she's clearly like very proud to show him this, and she's like loving his enthusiasm, and they're kind of bantering the whole time. I thought it was very cute. And I was also like, this is clearly flirting.
Yes.
This isn't like, oh, it's, there's chemistry, but it could be platonic. I was like, they're like flirting.
Yeah, because I feel like that's what you need sometimes to make the ship cross the line, which we'll talk about, in the terms of other similar ships and other ships in this IP, where it's just like, and we talk about it too. Like sometimes it's just like, can't they just be platonic or can't they just be friends? Why are they being shipped? Like you need this component of it where it clearly is a little bit more intense than just normal talking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's kind of showing their like similar interests. They already have like the similar background of criminal, but now they can kind of meet each other with the criminal aspect, I guess, or how to be a good criminal.
Yeah.
And then also on their journey to redemption.
I like
for
that.
good, or how to be a criminal for good. This is what they end up doing.
Hell yeah.
So they do some heisting for good, which is very cute. She kind of works with his team, which I thought was cute. I liked the bit where she goes girls trip and like takes her the tarantula, go do something. And then at the end, when it's all kind of wrapping up in order to save them or like prevent them from taking the blame once again, she's like about to reveal her past to explain like why she's working with them. But Mr. Wolf steps like in front of her into the camera and prevents her from revealing her secret and kind of just owns up to the fact that even if he's good now, he still committed all these crimes. And turns himself over, and him and his squad go to jail, but only for like a little bit. Not very long.
A year is what I saw online.
Yeah, So they pay for their crimes, and then they're out, and she picks them up from jail with the cat.
And they go off into their next adventure, which 3 years later is The Bad Guys 2. And we don't want to get all into that because it's newer and we don't want to like spoil. But like some of the key moments there is that, they talk about being medium friends, which I guess means like more than friends, but not quite anything else. Diane's still looking out for her political career. She's savvy. She wears jumpsuits to galas. She's not just going to throw it away over a guy. They also have like these moments where they hands touch, eyes meet, after foot met eye not that long ago, but whatever. She knocks him out, and then when he comes back, they're having a little romantic moment together while he has a black eye. But then they're interrupted by the paparazzi or something. And then, the major piece here, which I feel like if you're in this fandom, you know it by now, but it's that they make out, right? They kiss. It becomes canon. And I watched an edit of this that was made to, I watched an edit of that moment to the song Free from K-pop Demon Hunters on repeat. I was like, wow. Well, also, I didn't know it was happening because I believe they're in space. So I was like, how are they falling and then not hitting the ground? Anyways, but I watched it a few times and I just thought it was funny that it was to Free. So I was like, hell yeah. All my interest coming together.
So yeah, and apparently if you were a real fan and you had read the books, you would know that it's coming because they are in fact a couple in the books as well. This is, I don't know if we've mentioned that, but actually you did. Yes. Yeah, this is based off a children's book series, and in the books, I think she has a different name, but they are together. So
yeah, it's something Fox.
Ellen, I think.
Yeah,
but yeah,
like
they were going to be together. So.
Yes, and then another notable change from the book is that the tarantula started off as a boy, and I guess they were like, oh shit, we need to get more women representation.
There's like literally none, yeah.
So they changed the tarantula to being a girl, but the old name that the tarantula had didn't work anymore, so it became Webs, which his previous name was Legs, which works for a tarantula, becomes a little bit different when the tarantula is a woman.
A little reductive.
Yes. They might as well have just called her Gams. But anyways,
she's the hacker at one of the scenes, but she's like hacking. She's like, I gotta get serious. She had one keyboard. She's typing with 2 legs, and then she like pulls out like 4 more keyboards so she can type with all her legs. That was also very cute.
That is cute.
I did like that.
Like the humor was good in this too.
Yes, pretty fun movie.
There's not a lot not to like about these two, in my opinion, and like the fans have obviously picked up on it, right? Outside of what happens explicitly in the narrative, people like it because A, there's a lot of tension, right? B, Diane always calls Mr. Wolf on his BS, like from the get-go. She's like, you guys are just doing this to fill a void in your life. And she pushes him to be a better wolf. And who doesn't like that? And they're also all hot as Let's just like put that out there.
Why are these cartoon animals so hot?
That wolf looks so good in that suit. I was like, this is my type. I love a lanky man. And I'm just like, ooh.
So I was like, why? Why do I feel this ship a bit more than other cartoon animals we have discussed?
Oh, yeah. Which one are you talking about?
Yeah, who could it be? But I feel like the art, the like design is a bit less cartoony, maybe more, or at least more anthropomorphized, more human.
Yeah, I could feel that.
Yeah, I think they also came off more adult in this kids movie. I think because they had jobs.
Well, yeah, and they just seemed a little bit more. I think they were more dimensional, right?
Yeah, they seem
and like
more
when you're thinking of wild hops and specifically, right? Because like we haven't done any other anthropomorphized animals. Yeah. But like Judy is very much like a child. Like she's very hardworking and smart and savvy, but like her attitude makes her feel childlike.
Yeah, the black and white. And she is supposed to be pretty young and like new to the workforce. These just seem very, they've been doing this for a while.
Like
and
you've said in other episodes, like you like stories about people in their 30s, late 30s.
I do.
40s.
I like grown-ups. I think just how they're presented more, their characterization. And I mean, obviously, like, I think there's even a line where I think when Mr. Wolf has to go be charming somewhere, they're like, it's George Clooney time. So it's like you're clearly bringing in this like sex appeal that he's supposed to be representing. So
also, who is this for? The children don't know. And also the people who are parent age are not like of George Clooney time either.
It's like they knew what they were doing. And even Diane showing up in her like cat burglar, cat woman-esque.
Yeah. She pull out a whip.
Right. Who is this for? Like, yeah, I mean, they knew what they were doing.
Right. Right. And who is it for? I have an answer for you because we cannot talk about this couple without discussing the furry of it all. Because that's really what it comes down to of why the ship is so popular and even why it was recommended, right? As it was recommended as another furry couple. So the furries, I don't need to describe it because if you're listening to it, if you're listening to this episode, you probably are a furry at this point, right? Because you want to hear about these guys and people want to listen to the fandoms that they are a part of. And if you really like Wolfington, odds are you're a furry. And I don't mean that as a bad way. I love furries. I did, we covered the furry fandom in another podcast I did. And I went back and listened to that episode today. And I'm not going to plug it because I feel like we were a little harsh. And I just want to say that I love the furries. I think that they're like the most pure of all the kind of, subcultures.
Wholesome.
Yeah, it's just like make believe. It's just like pretending to be an animal. Who can't relate to that?
I think a lot of like hobbies are just kind of trying to play pretend as an adult. Like people just want to play still,
Yeah. And they see them wearing their outfits, their personas out and about, and I'm like, good for you. I'm not brave enough. So maybe that's also what I admire is just the bravery. But this couple is as popular as it is because the movie's good, right? And also these animals are very hot and they're very like they look like furries to the point like they look like the outfits that people would wear, like a fursona.
They are like, similar.
The art style is very similar to what
right, because they're human-like, but with
Yeah,
muzzle.
and still mostly, yeah, it's just like a human body with an animal head and a tail. Also, where's Diane's tail half the time? Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. I just want to point that out. So that's, I think, fueling a lot of it, like a lot of the interest around it. You know, some of it's really cute and we can get behind it. Then I saw this also super long post on Reddit about how this guy was in love. He's like, I am in love with Mr. Wolf and I obsess about him and I think about him all the time. Blah, blah. People were like, what is this? I'm like, you need to, like, that maybe calm down a bit. But, like,
yeah,
this one,
you know, you get all types.
But Wolfington is truly one of the top couples within the furry fandom, right? I would say it's part of like the Holy Trinity, and in my experience, which of course is Wild Hops. That's like the king and the crown, right? And then there's these guys are kind of the new, fresh, sexy ones on the scene, and of course you have Legoshi and Beastars. I think people just like a wolf. I think wolves and tigers were like two of the most popular furry.
I would say
personas.
Fox. I think Fox has got to be up there as well. Oh, as persona, yeah.
Yeah.
Wolf and tiger. But yeah, as when it comes to like cartoon anthropomorphized cartoons that people have crushes on, I feel like Foxes.
Foxes are up there for sure. The wonderful Mr. Fox and whatnot. We like predator animals, I believe. So it's probably a lot of lions, a lot of tigers, a lot of wolves, foxes, not coyotes. But then you get you get into the whole world of like the other kin and whatnot, and then they're dragons and griffins, and it's just like that's too far for me. But
whatever floats your boat.
yeah, I'm like, I don't want to be a dragon in the sense that like I have a dragon skin. I want to be a dragon in the sense of like I lay on my hoard all day long.
You're just like, I want to hang out with all my stuff.
And I bask. But while this is a pretty uncontested ship, I would say there are criticisms of it. One is the criticism that I have, which it comes from the second movie. I personally did not like that she gave him a black eye. Like, I get that they were sparring at the gym, and it was supposed to be like a girl power moment, but I feel like that joke isn't it anymore, you know? Like, that girl power stuff, girls can fight too. Like, that was the 2 decades ago. And, like, the joke there is that she's stronger than him or that she's better at fighting than him. That's kind of like this subverted expectations. And I'm like, why is that a subversion of expectations? Like, that's not, you know.
And she could be stronger, but like as a professional, she should have been able to maybe rein it in and not harm her partner.
Exactly. It's literally, it's never funny to give your romantic partner a black eye. Like, it's just, even if it's an accident, it's not like a ha-ha moment. It's like, oh shit. You know?
Yeah. It's like, are you okay?
Because even if I accidentally got a black eye, I would not wake up out of the concussion and be like, yes, smooching time. Vis-a-vis Link. Smooching time, princess. I'll never forget. See, Link lives forever. So that's my personal beef with it. I don't know if anybody else's, but I would imagine other people on the internet, somebody's got to have the same reaction.
And there's some other pushback, and mostly because they just want the characters with someone else, and maybe that someone else is themselves.
That is a lot of it. I saw a TikTok that was like gay furries after the second movie, and they come home and they're like so mad, and they pull up their computer and it's a picture of Mr. Wolf photoshopped next to their Frosona. And it's just, they wanted to date him just like that guy on Reddit. And they also wanted to maybe see him with somebody else in particular in the movie, which is the snake, which who actually is the top ship.
This is the top ship. Yeah, the name is Fuzzy Venom.
Which, that slaps. That's a good name.
Fuzzy Venom. Yeah, people really want Mr. Wolf to be with his kind of second in command, the snake. So there's kind of the romantic subplot, or semi-romantic, with Diane. And then there's also, like, the movie's equally concerned with the relationship between Mr. Wolf and Mr. Snake. They do say they love each other at the end. So, I guess I could see that. People want representation.
Yeah, I definitely...
Snake can find love too.
Right. For some reason, this one doesn't jive with me. One, because I didn't read anything other than just like a platonic family love from them. And then also, I think that is a too big of a hurdle for me. So I'm not going to be a naysayer that's like bunny fox. No, thank you. But wolf snake.
The snake is too far.
Yeah, the snake is too far.
Right. And I don't like we see this every ship we do, but also like sometimes people can just be friends.
Yeah.
I kind of like just their friendship.
Yeah. It's just like, because you can't tell me that somebody only is going to remember your birthday and like care about you because they secretly want to get you into bed. You know, it's just I don't like that whole implication. And then these two, like the way that Mr. Fox or Mr. Wolf was with Diane, it's like that was obvious romantic interest, right? And there's none of that. They're just good friends. They're
good
brothers.
friends. Yes.
Yeah.
Clearly had a long-standing relationship of like trust and working together. And, you know, they just kind of had to get past this hurdle. So, yeah. Yeah, I know. I like them as friends. I thought that was, and you know, it is nice to see a friend relationship.
Well, not the minority, but we're not in the majority. But I should have read some of those fics because I'd be curious personally to see how that works.
And there is some other shipping going on. So I kind of saw some maybe art of a new character in the second movie. I believe her name is Kitty Cat. I think she is a snow leopard. I'm not sure.
She's some kind of big cat. Again, furry right there.
Yep. It has a history with Diane, I think, from when she was a criminal, and some people were shipping them together.
Which
yeah.
I don't hate that. I actually am more on board with that than this thing. Just because Kitty Cat, she can get it, you know?
I think that was part of it.
Yeah, I was like, okay, Kitty Cat. And I'm like, polycool situation, maybe?
Maybe.
Because, like, I'm not trying to kick Mr. Wolf out either, you know? It's more the merrier in my book.
Yeah, in this fanfiction.
Yup.
Why not?
Why not?
So yeah, I don't know. I didn't see I did peruse some fan fiction on AO3. I don't know if I saw any wolf, fox, kitty cat crossover.
But there was crossover. Did you see that before we jump into the numbers? I was like 2 or 3 into the wolf / Foxington. And there was a crossover with Judy Hopps.
Yes, a couple of them.
I'm sure there's more than a couple, but those are the 2 I saw, and I was like, you just can't escape it.
Nope. In the first couple, I sorted by like hits. Yeah.
Gotta love that. Yep. That's a dynasty. Man. That is a dynasty. But, okay, so when we get into the fanfic, it turns out there's only 163 works of fiction around Wolfington. And I was disappointed because I would have thought it would be bigger. I shouldn't say I was disappointed. It just turns out that this is what we would call a niche ship. An indie ship is maybe like the cooler branding for it. And I'm down with that because we are also an indie podcast.
What also surprised me, so yeah, only 165 works. There was actually 183 for Mr. Wolf and the Snake. So it is a little bit more popular.
Yeah, because I read that on the shipping wiki that this was
the second most popular.
I was like, who is the first? I literally watched it. And there was nobody. There was no other romantic inclinations.
And overall, there are 630 total fanfics on AO3, which I feel like the credit, which I feel like this is kind of like a credit to fanfics, because I feel like the stereotype is that it's just like porn. Yeah. Or like making characters kiss. But really, the vast majority of these fanfics, I mean, they're not really about shipping. They're just stories.
Well, actually, Emily, did you click on Mr. Wolf / new character?
I did. I tried. Well, I don't know if I got everything, but I did try Mr. Wolf and Reader. And then Mr. Wolf and like male OC or something. And they only had like a couple, like 4.
Oh.
Okay. I was kind of wondering like how many, I don't know. There wasn't.
Is it like, everybody's just shipping them with their own persona and that's why?
Yeah. Right. Or the original character, or I don't know. Maybe I missed the one, but.
Let me look. I'm going to look
I did try to find it.
Because I was just about to come to the furry's defense and be like, that's because first being a furry is more than a sex thing that everybody thinks it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, they're pure. They're proving it. And maybe they're just all shipping the characters with themselves. So maybe.
Yeah, I did like click the wrong filters. I don't know. Yeah.
Yep. But okay,
So-
and like again, you can't when you bring in the furries, you bring in like all this stuff. You can't talk about this ship without bringing up wild hops because there seems like there's some kind of animosity online between the fandoms.
Yeah, while researching it, every once in a while, I came across like 2 to 3 posts where it's like tip of the iceberg. You just see someone complaining about like haters, and you're just like, what's happening here? What's happening below the water? There must be,
There's gotta
all
be
this
something.
drama. I just
Something
can't find
deeper than we go in like Discord groups or
yes,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I've never seen anybody like knock either of them, really.
Yeah.
And I get like people are like, oh, Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde are like friends. They don't have this. And I would agree with that. They don't have the same romantic tension. I feel like they have a lot of banter and rapport and chemistry, but it's not as overtly romantic as this one.
Mm.
And I think the Wild Hops fans might end up being a bunch of bitter Bettys come November because I don't know if they're going to get their confirmation the way that the Wolfington shippers did.
Yes.
So I see a lot of stuff about, specifically a lot of the posts that I read about Wolfington were in the Zootopia subreddit. So it's that, which is funny to me.
Yeah. I saw the fact that like Wolfington happened affect Wild Hops, which is like it's way too late.
Yeah, it's not going to affect it. But, it would just like might win people over or not.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's funny that there's so much conversation around it. People are invested.
Yes. I'm invested now. I kind of want to know.
I know. This is great. This is a component of my life I didn't know I needed until we got into this podcast. And then another way that Wild Hop fans are like a little bit bitter towards Wolfington is they feel like they get a bunch of unjust criticism where Wolfington gets to skate by. Like one of the big things is that like the different species, right? They're like, well, you say Judy and Nick are different species, but how come you don't care about Diane and Mr. Wolf? They're different species. And I'm like, that one's like blatantly obvious in my book, Canines.
Yeah, they're at least closer. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like they went for the snake.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that would be hard to overcome.
Right. I think it is animosity towards, I think just the people think furries are weird, which we don't espouse here. But, and Zootopia is just bigger. Like, I hadn't heard of this movie.
Right.
If I had seen Zootopia.
The movie is bigger and the fandom is bigger.
Yes, right.
And
it's almost like punching down and they're just an easier target.
Right. And like because of being bigger, you also get more baggage and whatnot because like the person was complaining about like Judy and Nick getting saddled with all this like politicizing because of that one comic. And like that they're part of an agenda or something.
I saw some really weird takes. Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody in the comment sections wrote, they're like, I'm far too employed for this. I don't know what any of this means. And I was like, agreed. And then I realized I'm not employed. And I was like, shit. I'm unemployed and I'm still too employed for this.
You're like, I can't get it. There was some weird politicization, I felt like, of the movie, which is so funny because they're Disney and DreamWorks. Like, they're not going to be political.
Right.
If anything, they're going to be like offensively apolitical. Because they don't want it to come down on any kind of stance to the point where it's like, no, you should be having a stance.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But anyways, I just wanted to like bring that up because it's just it shocked me how intertwined these two are. Which it shouldn't have. But I didn't think that the most posts that I would see about Wolfington would be on the Zootopia subreddit. So here's hoping that the Wild Hops fans get...
Yeah, you know what? I hope so. I don't know. I like this one at least, because they were together in the book, so you at least had that. But, I don't know. I don't know.
And then you get some of the people talking about the bad guys where they were like, oh, was it too fast? Could they have, like, added another movie? Because they're like, oh, well, now what? Now that they're together, what are you going to do the next movie? But I was like, you know what? I respect that. Put it up, play all your cards, You'll figure it out.
Yeah, get them together. Yeah, because I feel like because Big Bad Guys wasn't Zootopia. Like, it wasn't as big. Like, I hadn't heard of it. It's not as popular. So I kind of feel like they need to, if they get the chance to make a sequel, they gotta put it all out there.
Put it all out there.
Because I don't know if that third movie's as certain.
Well, they were. Zootopia took 10 years to make the sequel.
True.
So yeah, they were saying that they're worried that they're going to try to kill her off now because they this need another big thing in the last one or something. I don't know. But anyways,
it's a kid. I don't think so. They might have like a third act breakup, but yeah, not for real, not for forever.
Yes, yeah, I agree entirely.
Yeah.
But that is, I think, all I can say about the couple of Wolfington.
Yeah.
I enjoyed him. I thought it was cute. I thought it was sweet. I thought the character art was nice. Wink, wink. And I like their dynamic a lot. Mm-hmm. So I think that should lead us into not a lot of surprises coming up. And our final segment today, which is our one true pairing score. So what's our criteria again? Every time I'm like, okay, let's talk through it.
Criteria.
Do I see it?
Yes.
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. Like, I do see it. So I don't know.
Yeah.
There's no ambivalence there.
Well, in the first movie, they didn't actually kiss. They're not married yet. So 9 out of 10.
Yeah, okay. 9 out of 10. Do you want to see it? Do you want to see more of these two?
Yes.
Yeah, they were fun.
8 out of 10. Because I don't know how many more movies I would be watching, but if there were movies, I want them in it.
Yeah, I like their dynamic, their banter. So I can see them together more. I kind of almost want more of her. She wasn't in the movie that much.
And then also a criticism of the second one is she still wasn't in it as much as they would have wanted. She could have her own movie, like a prequel.
Yeah, right. That would be so fun. All right. So do we see it? Do we want to see it? Is it hot?
Okay. I mean, as much as I was going on about the characters being hot, they are still animals. And I still, as much as I am a furry supporter, I myself am not a furry.
Yes.
So I think I can't give it as high as the other ones. I'm going to give it maybe like a 7.
Is it hot? Because it's also not even like, he's a little toxic in there. It's almost like too nice.
Oh, yeah, we don't need to be subversive, Emily. That's what the one YouTube comment said. We just want to be subversive.
Is it hot? To me, personally, maybe not as much. Maybe to others, though. I see, good for you. I'm happy for you.
So what are your rankings?
My final ranking, my OTP ranking, I want to give it, I'll put it pretty high. I'll say 8 out of 10 push pops. Because at the start of the movie, Mr. Snake wouldn't share the push pop with the shark. But then at the end, he does share. And then he's like, oh, no, I'm good now.
Oh, that is sweet. Okay, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I also crunched the numbers. I had my analytics team on it over here. And so I will also give them an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed this one. And I will give them 8 out of 10 guinea pigs.
That was my other one.
Yumptious guinea pigs.
That was my other option.
The push pop one was good.
Yes, I'm glad I remembered.
All right. Well, that is our show for today. I thoroughly enjoyed the world of the bad guys and its featured couple. And we will be back next week with another couple that I really enjoyed. I just haven't had a time to revisit yet. So I gotta gear up the binge watching. Until then, you can email us at shiphappenssisters@gmail.com or reach us at the number in the show notes or leave us a comment on YouTube. We respond to everything. Really, we're not picky. And if you have an idea, send it to us. If you have a critique, let us know what we got wrong about these two. And you can bet that in 2 weeks, we will be right back here with another couple for you because we all know Ship happens!
Ship happens!
Our song slaps.